Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spiritual Readiness and the Time of the Shift. I want to wish all of you a happy new year. 2019 is here. I hope that the transition into this new year brings you happiness, joy, and more importantly, ascension and serenity. Now, I know that on the ground, the transition in this shift is not easy. And I want to talk a little bit into more details about this. This year is a year of transition. It's a year of rapid change and of shift. As such, the change and the rapidity with which that they are occurring will cause many to feel extremely unsteady. It may feel to some that you're walking on quicksand. Wherever your center of gravity is, you have to quickly shift it into something else. What was solid will become soft and begin to sink, and you're going to have to rely on some other means to make sure that you continue to thrive and move forward. As such, there's a perception, and I know this is true for me in my life, that I am having, again, to constantly rethink what I am doing. There are moments where the ascended tomorrow and the visions of where I want to see the world and where I'm projecting myself to be seem to me like a dream of a delusional man. Because when I'm looking at the chaos that's around me, when I'm looking at what is actually occurring, there are moments where I have doubts. I'm like, am I completely delusional to dream or to want to move in that direction? Okay, because simultaneously I am seeing all kinds of contradictory, opposite, and combative movement to try to stop me to move in the direction where I'm going. And these obstacles are being presented in all kinds of ways. And I'm talking about emotionally, physically, financially, all of which are trying to resist the movement forward. And I want to talk about and of course, around me, I'm noticing as well that a lot of my clients and friends are also in crisis. Some of them are in health crisis, some of them are emotional crisis, psychological crisis, financial crisis. What you used to rely on in terms of your work and your steady flow, all of a sudden the flow is drying up. You have to move into your savings. There are all kinds of internal chaos that are going around, and people are feeling afraid. Now, I've said this before, that when this transition and this fear comes in, you have to surrender yourself and the fear completely into your higher power. The cultivation of your relationship with your creator, however you perceive God to be, what I call the God concept, your higher power. It could be nature, it could be energy, it could be however you want to see it. That becomes the most important thing in this time. And having a proper spiritual practice so that you can spend morning and night. And I'm doing this personally twice a day, morning and night, sometimes 3 times if I have the time, because the crisis, because I have a large community that I'm shepherding. And the crises are coming in all different directions. People are so disempowered that I have to move to try to put out fires and help them endure and thrive and go back in alignment, right? And thus it's extremely important for that reason that I myself remain in alignment, that I myself allow myself to connect to that higher power and surrender my fears about where is this going. I'm being honest and completely sincere when I'm saying this. There are moments I have doubts. And it's that human part of me that has the fear saying that, okay, I used to be very sure and very certain and completely steady, and this was the direction. But now I'm having second thought. Am I delusional? Should I really be thinking about something else? You see? And again, that's the other alternative realities that are pulling on me emotionally, because I'm still corded. All of us belong to multiple group bodies, and we're still corded to all of them. And as this is happening emotionally, I'm being pulled in multiple directions. So at moments I am completely certain, I'm in certainty and I'm moving forward. At other moment, I'm like, I'm in doubts. I want to explain this to you so that you know what's going on with you. You're not emotionally crazy. You're not insane. And I want to be that sincere and that honest so that I can allow you, and the tidbits of information I'm giving you can be connect to you. It can relate to you, and more importantly, the information that I'm giving you in terms of overcoming can come from a real place, because I'm doing it. I'm surrendering these fears, these doubts into source, and when I do this, I feel a lot better. The certainty returns back. So I'm very aware there's a bunch of spiritual teachers and coaches all in mass media everywhere, both on Facebook and Instagram and other multimedia platforms, who are saying just the opposite, that everything is beautiful, their life has never been better, they have steadily been completely happy financially, everything is quadrupling and multiplying, and they are so ecstatically joyful. And let me show you how to do it. I think there is a lack of sincerity on these teachers. Some of them I know, some of them I don't know, and I have to be very, and I'm not, it's an observation. I think these individuals are not being sincere. I understand what they're doing. It's a marketing tool. You got to present the feel good or the life is beautiful, everything is glorious image with the Instagram pictures that are perfectly studied to make everything look so phenomenal and so fantastic. Everything is so high energy and so positive. Everything is so incredible. But in this time of crisis, you're not going to relate to anyone. Better you be honest and say, I am having moments of doubt. Better you be real and say, I'm struggling. Better you begin to say, I have doubts about the direction in which I'm going. And by you doing this, you will begin to relate and show people how you return back. And of course, that's much more intelligent. Okay? And to all of the, this idea of selling your programs and your teaching by showing an image, a cultivated image of yourself and branding yourself as having that kind of spiritual power is not going to work when people are deeply struggling. It may work for a little bit, but I can guarantee you by the end of the year, it's not going to work at all, because the changes are coming too fast and too rapid. You have to have spiritual agility. You have to be able to transition and put your footing into something else. And the one thing I can tell you that your footing will never fail on is your relationship with God, however you perceive the higher power to be. So my encouragement and my message to you, cultivate that relationship. However you perceive God to be, pray to God, because praying is talking to God and meditating is listening to God. Understand the difference between the two. And a good spiritual practice must include both. So you should be praying to God, and you should also be meditating once the prayer is done. And cultivate that dialogue. And as you do this, that rock, that foundation will perpetually remain. I hope this video was useful to you. I want to thank you for listening to me. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon so that you can be notified when we have another video in the future. Share if you don't mind. That way others can enjoy the benefit that you're deriving from this presentation. Thank you, everyone, and I'll talk to you next week.